it's the Rawesome Vegan Gal here, and today we are going to do another one of my healthy living topics. This one is called Have a Healthy Heart Always. So it's H-A like ha and H-H-A, ha, H-H, ha. So, and there's a lot of different aspects to being healthy in general, but we're going to talk about areas physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, social, and psychological. And it's going to really encompass a lot of different things, and you might want to take notes, so if you want to have a pen and paper ready. And this video may be a little lengthy, but I think this is an important topic to how we can go about doing this. Because as we know, according to the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, that it seems that heart disease, the death rates have declined, but it still remains the primary killer in the U.S., taking the lives of about 600,000 people. And so maintaining cardiovascular health is very important. But there is good news in that people are changing their lifestyles and their eating habits, and that's a big part of it as well, and that will make a difference in people's health. So if we're talking about food, the physical aspect of a healthy heart, we can discuss here. I have here a list of different types of nutrients that our bodies need or that our heart needs to maintain health. And I'm not actually going to go through all of them because there's a lot of information and this could take hours, but I did, if you're looking to find this information in detail, there is a magazine called Energy Times, and I believe their website is energytimes.com. And this was from the February 2015 issue. But we will speak about a few items, and this chart is really nice. If I could show it to you. Hold on one second. It's a really nice chart here. What it does is it lists the different nutrients, what it is, and what it does. So we'll just go through a few of them that I feel are very important. For example, one of them is folate and vitamin B12. Folate is actually a B vitamin, and it's mainly found in green vegetables and beans. B12 occurs in animal-based foods, but there are sources for getting natural B12 that you can look on Amazon. I believe Garden of Life has one that's a spray, so you might want to look that up. And I'll link some of this information below this video. So what does it do? Why is this important? Because it reduces homocysteine. Now, if you're not aware of homocysteine, it's a metabolic byproduct that's linked to increased cardiovascular risk, and folate reduces the risk of birth defects, while vitamin B12 has been linked, a deficiency has been linked to depression. So homocysteine is very important. If you get that tested and it's high, what that means is that your B12 is actually low. So you actually don't even have to test your B12. You just know that you need to take in more B12. Some other important nutrients, magnesium. Again, it's a mineral found in leafy greens, whole grains, nuts, and other foods. And magnesium is required for hundreds of enzymatic reactions throughout the body. Higher intake have been linked with reductions in the risk for cardiovascular disease and diabetes. So magnesium is very important. So if you do already eat a lot of leafy greens, or if you don't, definitely want to start doing that. Whole grains, nuts, and other foods of that category. But, you know, more salads. If you're not going to eat as much green leafy vegetables, and we're not talking about broccoli. Broccoli is not considered a green leafy. It's got to be a leaf. Kale, collard, different kinds of lettuces, spinach, bok choy, chard. And if you're not going to apt to eat so much because it's too much for you to chew it, blend it. Make like a blended type of a salad or a smoothie, and you're apt to have more of it at one time. Some other important nutrients are potassium. It's a mineral found in produce including bananas, potatoes, oranges, and tomatoes. And what does it do? It's needed for proper electrolyte function, crucial for maintaining a steady heartbeat and for healthy blood pressure. So that's another really important nutrient. Another one I want to mention is vitamin E. It's a family of 8 related compounds found in oil, nuts, and other food, and it helps fight oxidation. In the fatty parts of cells, increased intake has been associated with reduction in heart attack incidence and heart disease mortality. So oxidation, because we want antioxidants, so vitamin E is an antioxidant, it stops the oxidation process. Now the oxidation process, like we said, it causes problems, it causes aging, causes other problems in the body. So what you want is you want to take in more antioxidants. And the other nutrients that are listed here Like I said, you can check them out on energytimes.com. Look for the February 2015 issue, and this is called Helping Your Heart, is the article. Very good article. So now we're going to focus also a little more on some other colorful fruits that are actually really good for your body. Here's a beautiful picture of the berries. The berries are, look how beautiful that is. The berries are very high in antioxidants. And this is also taken from Energy Times, February 2015. Article, Berry Healthy. So there's many different types of berries, and because they're so rich in antioxidants, they're very good for your heart. So there's things like, you may never heard of acai berry or maqui berry, M-A-Q-U-I. There's goji berries, there's blueberries, cranberries, gooseberries, raspberries, blackberries. And these are full of nutrients that keep your heart functioning optimally. They have antioxidants, micronutrients, and fibers that are associated with reducing cardiovascular disease risk. And the colors do matter. The oxidants are found in the colors, like the red color in the strawberries and the blue. So it has more of those antioxidant helpful nutrients for your heart. And the other thing is they are low in calories and sodium, they're high in fiber, and also high in vitamin C and A, which protects cells from inflammation, promoting free radical damage. So that's very important too. So let's see. And the particular a compound called anthocyanin in blueberries and strawberries is found to dilate arteries, offset the buildup of arterial plaque, and provide other cardiovascular benefits. So that's definitely something you want to look into. So if you're not eating your berries, you want to start doing that. So let's see. Also, there's polyphenols in berries, which help to lower certain inflammatory states. Mostly those related to metabolism of fats and glucose. The more inflammation in your body, the higher your glucose level and the higher your cholesterol. So you want to watch for that. So what do these berries do? They reduce the inflammatory state, so you won't have those issues in the body. So if you can lower those inflammation in your body, you can modify the risk factors that can cause organ damage as far as the heart is concerned. And let's see what else it says here. And again, you can refer to this article more in detail. I'm not going to go through everything it says here. Blueberries are particularly beneficial in helping repair cells and in preventing damage that can occur with aging and exposure to all the toxins in our environment on a daily basis. Heart cells are different in that they don't turn over like other cells, such as skin and the lining of the gastrointestinal cells. If you damage a heart muscle cell, it does not get replaced with another cell. You're born with all the heart cells you'll ever have. So although the heart doesn't produce new cells, antioxidants in berries can feed the heart muscle and keep it healthy. So even though you can't replace the cells, you can feed the muscle to keep it healthy. Also, berries appear to reduce lipid peroxidation, which is a process similar to the rusting of metal, in which cholesterol changes into an unhealthy form. And they can also help with endothelial function, which means they help the blood vessels relax. So all these things are really good for you. Like I mentioned, also help for mental decline, age-related memory loss. Again, there's a lot of fiber content, which rids your body of cholesterol. That can be absorbed by the arteries. So, and raspberries are particularly good. I find the rest of this article. Particularly good source of fiber. And 1 cup just provides 25 to 30% of your daily fiber needs. Dietary fiber is linked to lower LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, lowers blood pressure in people with high blood pressure, and overall lowers risk of heart disease. Raspberries, loganberries, and blackberries also contain 8 grams of fiber per cup, while blueberries contain 4 grams. Let's see what else. They also contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, which, if you know, insoluble fiber promotes healthy digestion, while the soluble fiber shows to act like a sponge to help clean up bile, so it works to reduce the levels of bad cholesterol. Other heart protective nutrients in berries are folate, potassium, and vitamin C. Let's see. So how would you go about, you know, eating some of these berries? And it says, and as far as how that you can, their staying power, basically, you buy them, they're kind of fragile, they don't last forever. So once you get them home, best to eat within a few days. Raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries in a sealed container in a refrigerator. Blackberries deteriorate quickly and should be eaten on the day of purchase. Although you can store uncovered in the refrigerator for a day or so. Cranberries keep for up to a week when stored in a plastic bag, or you can freeze them. So how do you incorporate berries? You could just eat them, like, wash them and eat them. Put them into a smoothie. Some people put that in a sandwich instead of, jam. I put it in like a smoothie, like a green smoothie, or you make a fruit smoothie, or top it on your salad, and add it to a dressing, snack on it, like I said. So that gives you a little information about some important foods that are important for your health. Talking about the physical aspect. Another part of the physical aspect is exercise. You must move. If you want to keep your heart healthy, you've got to do some form of exercise. Now, I don't think you have to do anything so drastic and dramatic. You just have to move. Basically, even if you're in your house and you're walking around all day and you're going upstairs or doing this or bending, lifting, doing things, that's movement. So as long as you're doing some kind of movement, even if you're bedbound, so to speak, you have to stay in bed, you can move your legs and your arms like this, like a bicycle, move them this way, move them around, move your shoulders. Even if you have to be in bed, you could still do something physical that can raise your heart rate to a certain level. And if you're able to do different moves like yoga moves, your heart rate will, start to increase. So walking is great. Anything that you can put, some aerobic exercise. Like, again, I don't think it has to be very stressful. You don't have to run marathons. If you like to climb stairs, find a place where there's stairs you can go up and down. That's a really good one. And start slowly. Again, if you've never done an exercise program, I'm not a doctor. I'm not responsible. Please take your doctor's advice or your healthcare professional. If you're going to start an exercise program and if you've never done one, do it slowly and make sure you go according to their program, especially if you do have already an existing condition. Other things that we could say that are part of this, mental, emotional, social, psychological schema that I'm mentioning, things like anger. When you get angry, your heart races, but that's not good. You're putting it in a state of too much flux too fast, and it, they say your blood boils, but your heart really, it's like pumping too quickly, and it's not from a good state. It's very toxic to the body, so you want to stay away from that. If you can work on compromising, if you can work on discussing things rather than come to a state of anger, you'll be very much more healthier for that. Don't get that way. You're driving, road rage, you get angry, someone's driving too slow, so they're driving too slow. I don't think it's such a big deal. Just kind of get over it. Go move to the next lane. Don't, let everything agitate you, because that's not good. The little things shouldn't really cause you so much grief. Don't pay attention so much. Relax. You're in your car, maybe put on some relaxing classical music, and relax, and don't drive so fast. I find if you drive at a more relaxed pace, you're not really concerned that everyone else is either driving too slow or too fast. You're basically in your own space doing your own thing. Laughter yoga. If you've never heard of laughter yoga, you should definitely check that out online. And you could just listen to some of the videos that they do and learn some of the process that they do. And it's so good for you because laughter is great medicine. It causes you to have an aerobic workout if you laugh hard enough. And it's amazing. And you feel so good afterwards. When you laugh, it's like, I don't know, afterwards you feel like, wow, what just happened? Like this, I feel so good. And if you participate in laughter yoga, there's programs all over the world, and they're usually free. But if you check out some of the videos online, you could do some of the processes that they mention, and that will help you a lot. Other things, relationships. People don't realize that has just as much an effect on you, and positive. We want positive things in our life. So you want positive relationships with your family, with your friends, with your community. So if you're in a living situation or a community situation that is not working for you, then if you can, try to change it. Try to make it better for yourself in some way. And if you can't get out of the space that you're in, that you're living in, try to adjust it. Try to do things to not bring that negativity to be around you. Try to get rid of it. Try to, not let it into you. And even your community. If you have a good community that supports you and that's positive for you, then it's going to keep you healthy. And same thing with your outlook and your attitude. And your thoughts. What you think, what you say, the words you use, the words you hear are all filtering into you and become you. So if it's toxic and negative, if you're always thinking to the negative side, or that anything, the bad thing can happen, like, oh, don't do this because this again, you have to reverse it. Instead of saying it in a bad way, say, oh, I just need to be more careful about such and such, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to hurt myself. See, the difference is if you say, I'm going to be careful, I'm going to be mindful of what I'm doing, I'm going to watch more carefully so that I see the step I'm going down, instead of saying, oh, I'm such a klutz, I'm clumsy. See, that's the negative mind chatter. You want to turn that into positive, because that's what's going to keep you healthy. Same thing with like your work atmosphere. If you're in a work atmosphere that is not conducive to your health, that's really not good. It's not worth all the money in the world if you have an ulcer from working in an environment that's toxic for you. So it's best, while you're working for this particular job, try to put as much positive stuff around you and try to look for another job. I mean, for me personally, I would just leave the job. Like, I wouldn't want to be around it. I know it's not good for me, regardless of the money I'm making, because in the end, if you're sick, what's the money going to matter? It's not going to do anything for you. You're just not going to be able to have a good, healthy lifestyle. And the other thing, too, is your spiritual connection. Think about, do you have a spiritual connection? And hopefully you do, to know that there is a creator in the world, to know that there is a connection, that we're not just this, physical body that you're looking at, you're seeing me. There's something deeper inside. The inner part is the soul that's trying to basically create this world into a more spiritual place. So if you have a community, and even if you don't have a community, if you yourself can be very connected, and you say prayers, and you talk to the Creator, and you listen to things that are going to inspire you spiritually, different people maybe that give lectures or talks that are really conducive to your growth, your spiritual growth, and that's going to keep you healthy as well. And again, if you do have a community and they support you and you support each other, that usually keeps you healthy and for a longer term. They say that having that kind of connection, a spiritual connection, is very good for you, for your long-term health. And let's see, what else can and socially, like I said before, who you associate with, also where you go. Do you go to places that have a positive spin? Are you going to places that really are good for you? I mean, there's, I don't particularly go any place that I would, I don't go to places like, clubs, bar. It's not positive. Positive things would be, to me, just going to nature. Go to a forest, go to a park, go to the beach, go somewhere where you can kind of commune with the natural aspects of the world, a wetlands where there's birds, or somewhere where there's nature, a zoo, someplace that you could really like, of course, maybe not everyone around you has a positive energy, or if you want to find a quiet place, if you can find a quiet park or someplace where you can just watch the water, listen to the birds, hear the sound of the ocean waves. That's very soothing and relaxing. And things like meditation too are very good, and deep breathing. Those are very good for your health, because you're putting more oxygen into your body. That's another thing I didn't mention, is oxygen. We need to oxygenate our body, because that keeps us healthy. That keeps us alkaline. Alkalinity is very important as well. So these are just some little things that you may want to think about. It's not only good for your heart health, but our heart pumps the blood all around our body, and basically that keeps us going. So those are just some things that you could think about in your daily life. Are you incorporating the foods, the exercise, the right relationships, spiritual connections, the right attitude? These are important things to think about, and to try to explore yourself. What am I doing? And maybe make yourself a checklist. Say, hey, okay, like, maybe today I'll work on this. It could just be one thing. Like, okay, today I'm going to eat more greens. I haven't been eating them, and every day I'm going to eat green, Add that, and then another day say, okay, I'm going to start deep breathing. Like, I sometimes like to do that before I go to sleep, because you're already relaxed in bed, and that relaxes you even more. So do some deep breathing and relaxation for yourself, at the end of the day, to kind of like bring you down, calm you down. So I hope this video was informative for you, and you learned some things that you can incorporate in your own lives, and that will keep you healthy, keep you to have a healthy heart always. Thanks for watching. It's the Rawesome Vegan Gal.